All right, welcome back, everybody. Shares of video game maker Take-Two Interactive surging at the end of last week. The company came out with earnings and reiterated its guidance, saying that Grand Theft Auto 6 is still on track to launch this fall. Joining us right now is Strauss Zelnick. He's the chairman and CEO of Take-Two Interactive. And Strauss, it was great news on the earnings. You had a smaller than expected loss, but I think the reason the stock took off is because you said, Grand Theft Auto 6 is still on track. And that not only is great news for your company, it's in comparison to what we've seen from a lot of your competitors, too. Where do things stand? What's going on?
Well, first of all, thank you. I actually think the quarter did speak for itself. We had great news with NBA 2K, which is up 30% year over year. Yeah. And I think, in this market, that was considered really great news. We also have an extraordinary release schedule in addition to Grand Theft Auto 6. So we have our regular titles, our annual titles, WWE coming, we have PGA Tour coming, of course NBA 2K coming again in early fall, and Borderlands 4 and Mafia. So we have a lot of great, and Civ 7 is tomorrow.
You do stand in contradiction to what we've seen from the rest of the industry. The rest of the industry has shown some disappointing results that have come through, and not a whole lot of excitement. What are you guys doing differently?
We're doing what we've been doing since the very beginning, which is trying to be the most creative, the most innovative, and the most efficient company in the entertainment industry. And what really speaks to is our teams are really committed to that, not just the words, but the actions. And the results speak for themselves, which is we have the highest hit ratio in the business. Now, I say that today. We have to keep delivering that every day, and tomorrow's another day.
What about Zynga and mobile gaming at this point? Is that still the way to bring in, particularly women?
It's still a huge business, and I still believe it will be the fastest growing part of the interactive entertainment business. And I like the fact that we address all demographics now because mobile is about half of our net bookings. We also have a big new hit in mobile delivered by our Peak studio called Match Factory. By the end of the fiscal, should be our #2 title, which is amazing because creating new hits in mobile is really hard. Hit ratios are a lot lower in mobile, both for us and our competitors. But we have shown an ability to deliver new hits. The industry is growing, but slowly.
What's the #1? Is it Candy Crush? What's #1?
At our company?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Toon Blast.
Toon Blast is #1 that comes in for all of that? Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about what you said on the call, too. You said that when you look at the FTC under President Biden, I believe you called it misguided. How do things change under the Trump administration? What does it mean for your industry?
Look, I think what it means is we'll go back to a place where we have appropriate enforcement of our antitrust laws. And I'm all for appropriate regulation. What I'm not for is an FTC that engages in losing litigation over and over and over again and actually chills the marketplace. And I will tell you anecdotally with my friends who run companies, during that period of time, most of us were loath to engage in transactions. And that's not what regulation is all about. Regulation is to protect consumers.
Did it stop you from doing transactions?
No. We closed what now I guess is the second largest acquisition in the interactive entertainment business's history with the acquisition of Zynga for about $12.7 billion.
Right.
But in terms of doing some other deals, I think a lot of people thought twice, yes.
Do you think it slowed the industry down? It's hard to argue a counterfactual, but where do you think we'd be?
No, I don't think the interactive entertainment business has been slowed down. I do think, as I said, there are appropriate times for consolidation, and the FTC should not stand in the way of that.
So what would be appropriate now? What is this the appropriate time for when it comes to consolidation?
Well, I have to admit, we look at it through our lens, and our lens is an organic growth lens because we've already said that we expect fiscal 26 and 27 to have huge sequential growth and to set new records, and that's what we're focused on. But if you look at our history, our story really has been organic growth since the beginning with a few meaningful acquisitions along the way. And the lens, our lens, as I said, is to create strategically beneficial, accretive transactions. And believe it or not, many people don't think about accretion. We do.
Well, let's go back to Grand Theft Auto. I mean, Grand Theft Auto 5 is the biggest title of all time. Grand Theft Auto 6 is expected to be the largest to take over from 5 for that. What do you all put into it? What does it mean? What do you do to get ready for this?
Well, what Rockstar Games puts into all of their titles is a desire for creative perfection, which is why it takes a long time. and why it's complex and, of course, nervous-making. You know, we don't claim success till it occurs. You're right, Grand Theft Auto 5 has been the standard bearer not just for our company, but for the industry over 3 generations. It's now sold in over 210 million units, which is extraordinary. Grand Theft Auto 6, what can I say? There's enormous anticipation both inside our company and in the marketplace as a whole. We couldn't be more excited.
I'm looking at the graphics right now. I mean, this is so different than when Grand Theft Auto 1 came out. How much of this is AI, and what can we do just in terms of where AI stands in the industry right now?
Well, we've been using digital tools since the very beginning. So I would say the interactive entertainment business is an innovator within what people call AI now. And I don't doubt that we'll continue to innovate. I think it's worth noting, though, that the genius is human. And the tools may be digital, but the creative genius is human.
But there is an issue right now. SAG has a strike that started at the end of July. It's still ongoing for some of these titles that are out there. What does the future pose? The creative genius is human. How do you protect and pay those who are the humans
We
involved?
believe in protecting and paying human beings, and we believe that we ought to pay for their work if it's replicated by AI after the work is done. So we believe that that is the right thing to do. That we don't think it's the right thing to do to ask someone to perform once, use their work over and over again, and not pay for it. We don't think that's right.